Hey guys, welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast. My name is Dr. Christina Tarantola.
This is Dr. Adam Martin.
And we are the Fit Pharmacist.
So what is the Fit Pharmacist? Can I bench a lot? Can I run fast? Can I fill 30 scripts in under an hour? No. Being Fit Pharmacist, it's not me, it's not Christina, it's an idea, it's a movement that we're creating to empower pharmacists to take control of their own lives to be healthy. Our whole vision is if you're functioning at 100% of your capacity and health, you can then provide the best care possible to your patients, your friends, your family, and your relationships. And Christina and I know that because we're engaged, so we see that real-time basis as we're both pharmacists. So I have a lot of pharmacists I talk to that are like, oh, Fit Pharmacist, that sounds great, except I don't have any staff. I'm running around. I stand on my feet for 14 hours a day. I don't get a break. How am I going to be healthy if I can't eat? That is exactly what we are going to be talking about today. It's not black and white, do this or that. I've been a retail pharmacist since 2012. Christina did a residency. We've been through the walk of life. We still are actively licensed practicing pharmacists. We didn't start out as a fit pharmacist. We started out not so fit in our healthy strategies. But over time, living the life, working the trenches, working the benches, we've devised tips and strategies to create a healthy lifestyle while being a pharmacist. And that's exactly what we're going to share with you today.
Right, exactly. And really, it all comes down to your mindset. Like Adam said, we all work in chaotic environments. Whether you're a pharmacist or not, this podcast can give you strategies that are unique for you. We're going to give you some ideas, but feel free to adjust and really implement what works for you. So what we're going to talk about today is really how to plan out your meals for the busy professional. And you could be a busy mom, you could be, just a pharmacist or an accountant, whatever professional environment you're in. But really what it comes down to is realizing that you do have control over your circumstances. So for example, I always like to draw correlations to practical things. So for example, I'm sure most of you guys have played the game Scrabble and you've gotten those bad tiles. You picked those 7 tiles out and you've gotten the Q or the Z and you're like, oh, how am I going to use this? Or maybe you've gotten all the vowels and you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I have bad tiles. What am I going to do? So you can either choose to look at it and say, oh, wow, I have bad tiles, or you can work with what you have on the board. So I know this is a really corny analogy, but it really applies to what we're going to be talking about today, because we can, in fact, plan ahead and learn and adapt and become healthy, adopt healthy habits. And so that's really what I'm trying to let you know, that you have the power to do that.
So we're going to get started focusing on one quote. I actually saw this in 9th grade, and I still remember it to this day because it affects all aspects of life, especially in pharmacy. Are you ready? Today's preparation determines tomorrow's achievement. You've probably heard that said many different ways, but that whole premise is how you are going to live healthy lives, how you're going to save for finances, pay off your house, put your kids through college, pay off your pharmacy school loans. Yes, that's possible. All the ways. But for today, we're going to look at specific tips to plan and put you on the road to becoming the fit pharmacist.
Exactly. So you hit it right on the head. Plan ahead. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people will say, oh, I don't have time, or I hate meal prep, or I don't understand how people do that bulk prep all in one day, meal prep Monday or whatever. For me, I'm not the type of person to want to do a big bulk day of cooking. I don't want to spend a whole day in the kitchen. So what I do, that might be helpful for you if you're the same way, and especially if you like variety, I like to make different things every night. So I'll go to Trader Joe's in the beginning of the week and I'll know the certain staples that I'll need, whether it's grilled chicken or turkey I'll always get some kind of lettuce or, dried cranberries I always throw in my salad. So really making sure that you have all of those things ready can help you to be creative with your meal prep. So I'll just honestly do my meal prep the night before or the morning of. It literally takes 10 minutes. You just have to, focus your energy on it. A lot of people will say that they don't have time or they don't have the resources, but really when you come down to it, you can plan ahead and prep your meals the night before or the morning of.
So step 1, plan ahead. Step 2, have a backup plan. Oh, what do you mean, Adam? That's oxymoron. Okay, how many times have you planned something, but what is it called? Oh, life. Life happens and gets in the way of your plan. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. We all want to do the right thing, eat healthy, but life happens. Your kid gets sick. Your car gets a flat tire. Your alarm clock dies, so you don't wake up in time to pack your meals the morning of, or you rush out the door and forget to put them in the car on the way to work. And halfway there, you realize it's too late to turn back and you left your food behind. That's what we're talking about with step number 2. Have a backup plan. So what do I do with this? So obviously the first plan is bringing your stuff with you to work. If you forget it, have it already there. Now you're going to say like, oh, I can't have chicken. It's going to go bad and so forth at the pharmacy. Now, some things that I do to prepare is I leave protein powder just as in like Ziploc baggies. So not leaving like the whole, jug of protein in the pharmacy. But just having like, one serving, what I do is I just get a scoop of protein, put it in a Ziploc bag, so that way it's ready to just dump into your shaker cup, which is the other thing I leave at the pharmacy, is a backup shaker cup, because so many times I forgot it at home. And obviously in a pinch you can use a cup or something and a fork to stir, but having a shaker cup at the pharmacy, that's my one tool. Another tool is having some protein powder left behind. That's my other tool. You can also have jerky, bars, sort of like high shelf life items that are fairly nutritious. Obviously, fresh whole food is ideal, but if you forget it at home, having these things at your disposal is going to be a lot healthier than going through the pharmacy aisle and picking stuff. Because quite frankly, all that they have is really healthy that I've seen is jerky. So set yourself up just in case plan A doesn't go how you want it to. Have a backup plan. It's very simple and it'll save you so much stress. You won't be kicking yourself all day that, the day is ruined and that turns into the week is ruined and the month is ruined and so forth. So have a backup plan. Have that shaker cup, protein bars. That's one tip to stay on track.
Right. So that brings us to our third point. Really be adaptable. So like Adam said, if you forget your lunch, make sure that you know that there are healthy options around where you work, maybe, or if you only have a Chinese food next door, a Chinese food restaurant, make sure that okay, like these are the items that I could have. I can have shrimp with steamed broccoli, with brown rice. Make sure that you always have something that you can fall back on, like Adam said. Also, something that I hear a lot of people kind of questioning and saying, well, if I don't really have time to eat, and I know this is true for Adam especially, say you want to incorporate more greens, but you don't have time, you can make a green smoothie or you can buy one. There's some great ready-made green smoothies or green juices that you can buy from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, and they're cold-pressed juices. They're fresh, and that'll allow you to still be able to get your greens and get those vegetables in. But, you can do it throughout the day, even if you wanted to. It's not like you're leaving a nasty salad out with the dressing and you have to, go back to it later on when you're done checking all your prescriptions and say, oh, I don't really want it anymore. So that's another great tip. I do that with kale, blueberry. I will put a scoop of protein powder, and the base of it, I'll use my unsweetened soy milk that I get from Trader Joe's. So you can even, do that in the morning if you have a Vitamix. So that's another great tip.
That brings us to step 4, which dovetails nicely into the Fit Pharmacist fact of the day. Your body, when it's hungry, cannot distinguish the signal your brain sends to when your body is thirsty. So what am I talking about? What value does that have for you? So if you think that you're getting a feeling at the pharmacy and you think you're hungry and you're like, oh, I need to eat, almost all the time, especially in a very busy pharmacy, and I find this happen to me, even being aware and practicing this for a long time, I find this happening to me on a daily basis. When I get that stimulus or feeling that I'm hungry, 99% of the time, I'm actually thirsty. So what do? Right next to my station, I have bottled water, or you can have, a sink or a reusable Nalgene bottle or something like that you bring with you. Just make sure it is there, easily accessible. Don't think like, oh, I can go out in the aisle if I'm thirsty. No, it needs to be at hand. Out of sight, out of mind. The opposite holds true. In sight, in mind. You get that stimulus, just do a check. That's what I do. If I feel like I'm, hungry and going to go off track for my plan, I just check with myself. I have a chug a bottle of water, and I'm like, oh, that's what it was. I feel fine now. Almost all the time this works. So this is a really simple tip that you can use in your pharmacy to prevent yourself from going off the rails with your diet.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Mm-hmm. No one.
And that brings us to our last point, treat yourself. Like I said, I'm the type of person, I cannot have the same thing every single day, but if you're that type of person, God bless you. For those of us who like variety, like I said, if you pack the same meals, you might sway and go grab those chips in the aisle just out of boredom because you don't want to eat the same thing every day. A cool way to add in new flavor into your food is to use spices. So, for example, a lot of people use that Mrs. Dash salt-free substitute. You can add in fresh garlic, parsley, pepper. Turmeric is actually a really good spice for Indian dishes. They usually incorporate it in Indian dishes, but it's also a really great anti-inflammatory agent. And cinnamon, I always put cinnamon in my coffee. Like I top cinnamon in my coffee to sweeten it up instead of using sugar. So that's another great substitute if you want to add a little bit of flavor to your meals. And another way that you can just kind of vary things up is if, say you always have grilled chicken and broccoli, you could toss that chicken into a salad just to make it look a little bit different. These are just little tricks of the trade that we wanted to share with you guys. So those are our 5 tips, and that's what's worked for us. But like I said before, make sure that you are adapting the principles to whatever works for you, for your schedule, and make sure that you enjoy it. That's really what this is all about.
So just a quick recap, the 5 steps we gave. First one.
Plan ahead.
Second one is to have a backup plan.
Third is to adapt.
The 4th is to make sure you're hydrated and have accessible water source next to where you are working all day.
And 5, treat yourself. Before we close, we wanted to just give you guys a quick rundown of a special that we're having at the Diet Doc. Until March 1st, we're having 25% off coaching packages. Now, we would love to get in contact with you, and the way that you can reach us, if you're interested in having coaching with us, you can email nutriglowrx@gmail.com. That's nutriglowrx@gmail.com. Or you can go to our website, www.thefitpharmacist.com, and there's also a contact page on there. We would love to help you get to your goals, and we so appreciate you being with us today. Don't forget to go to our website and sign up for our free bi-weekly newsletter where we give free health tips. And thanks again.
So ask yourself one question in closing. What are you going to do today to make yourself healthier than you were yesterday? We're out, guys.
Peace.